Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Jane and I am a chemical engineering PhD candidate here in the US. And this is my channel where I share content about how to study abroad for free and my PhD journey, my lifestyle and motivation. I just want to say a big thank you to all my new subscribers who subscribed after watching my most recent video, this one right here, the one I made about how I got a grant that paid for my application fees, for my test scores, for my transcripts, and even paid for my flight ticket. If you've not watched that video, I don't know what you're waiting for. There is a deadline. It's gonna be ending on the 31st of May, so go right away and watch it. If this is your first time seeing me, or you have seen me before but you just kind of forgot to click the subscribe button, all right, go ahead, click it right now. And also make sure to give this video a thumbs up so that it will get to other people who need it. And for today's video, it is actually a continuation. So recently I started a series where I bring current students who are studying in different countries for free to come and tell us how they did it and also share their success story. So I made the one for Sweden. I know those of you who watched the Sweden video, you have been waiting for the continuation. I apologize. I've been super busy, but finally the video is here. In the first part of the video, I just want to give a recap. In the first part of the video, we started by talking about the type of scholarship that you can get in Sweden that will pay for your accommodation, pay for your health insurance, pay for tuition, and pay you stipend every month. And then we talked about the requirements, and in today's video we're going to be talking about other scholarships aside that one, how to get permanent residency in Sweden after your studies, how to work in Sweden while you're studying. It's fully packed, so let's just get right into the video. So, aside this particular scholarship, is there any other scholarship that someone that does not have all this work experience? Because sometimes most people that want to further their studies are just coming out from university.
Yeah.
So, are there other scholarships that they can apply to?
Yeah, sure. There are some other scholarships, but they will not be fully funded. Besides this SI scholarship, every school has their own internal scholarships, but you will only be able to apply to the school you made your first choice. So because I forgot to, tell the audience that you have uh, four chances during your application. That means you can select maybe four courses from different universities or the arrangement depends solely on you. So, but the most important thing is that you have four choices. But the one you made your first choice is where you are qualified to apply for the internal scholarship. But the issue is that it is not usually fully funded. The scholarship is geared towards tuition fee, you know. So maybe some people can give you 25% tuition fee waiver, 50%, 75%, or even 100%, depending on the quality of your application. Then, but even if you get 100% tuition fee waiver, then you have other expenses, like accommodation, feeding, traveling, and all that. So which you will have to do from your pocket. But for this SI scholarship, it covers all those.
Wow.
So even though you will, process your flight ticket yourself with your money, but as soon as you get here in Sweden, they will refund you even an amount higher than what you spent. So because they made the amount a flat rate, they
Okay.
made it a flat rate. So it doesn't matter if you spent 1 naira or $1 to come. So everybody, whether you spent $1 million or you spent $1, everybody receives equal amount. So, and usually it is higher than what you spent. So, and for the scholarship beneficiaries also, you don't pay for your residence permit application. It is solely free for you. So, but if you want the internal school internal scholarship, you will have to pay for your residence permit application and all that, because that is only geared towards tuition fee waiver.
Okay, we'll go into residency very soon. So, if I'm very clear with this, the SI scholarship is better for, it's not just because it's only for professionals. So
Yeah,
if you don't have work experience, then you have to apply for the school internal scholarship, and it might
yeah,
not be 100%.
yeah,
I think
sure.
it's 100%, you have to be paying, they won't pay you stipend, right?
Not at all. Not at
So,
all.
like, how expensive is living in Sweden? Let's say I didn't get SI scholarship and then I apply, and for instance I get school scholarship. Then how much, like, can I do I need for my expenses? Like, how much?
Okay.
Then, well,
Well, it depends on your city, just like every other country. So, because some cities are more expensive than the other.
mhm,
So, in Sweden, the three biggest cities include Stockholm, which happens to be the national capital, then Gothenburg and Malmo. So if you are to live in any of these areas, even Uppsala, then bear it in mind that you will have to spend more than someone living in Dalarna, like where I am living, or someone living in Luleå,
mhm,
which is up north, or Umi, or Jönköping, and so on and so forth. So, but the majority of the expenses goes to accommodation.
mhm.
So even though accommodation is not as expensive as countries like Canada and US, but it takes a greater chunk of your money. So for example, you can get, the cheapest you can get will be around $600 and above. You
For a
get.
month?
So, but if you are to live in maybe Stockholm, Gothenburg, or Malmo, then be aware that it will be more. You
Oh,
get. It can get to as high as $800 to $900
for
a
1 month?
month
Oh,
for a month. Then another thing that you will spend more on will be food.
mhm.
You get. So, but in all, I think $1,000 is enough for all your monthly expenses, accommodation, feeding, and all of that.
Okay. All right. That's it. So let's still assume I did not get SI scholarship and then I got school scholarship. Would I be permitted to work while I'm schooling? So I'll be able to make money for my living expenses.
Yeah, sure. In Sweden, all the students are, allowed to work by law, whether you are on scholarship or not. You
Wow.
get. So the scholarship doesn't stop you from looking for additional work if you want. But there is a challenge to that because of this current pandemic. Finding a part-time job, one, is not that easy. Then, secondly, there is a language barrier. Even though over 90% of Swedish citizens speak English, but the official language here is their language, which is Swedish. So that means for you to get a good job, you require a knowledge of Swedish. You get at least to a certain, you should be, I think the minimum is around B2 in terms of the proficiency. So you require a knowledge of Swedish to be able to get a better job. So, but apart from that, the jobs you can get will be maybe food delivery, advert delivery, and other cleaning jobs, which is usually intensive. So when you combine it with your education, it may, tell on you. So here, just like some countries where they will say students cannot work more than 20 hours in a week. Here, there is no limit to the hours you can work as a student. So, but you must make sure you are progressing with your studies, because if you don't, you will not be able to extend your permit upon expiration. So the minimum requirement for you to extend your study permit upon expiration is that you must pass 22.5 credits every semester. So if you put in more effort in part-time job to the extent that you are now, going back academically, then it may tell on you later on. So you have to find a balance between work and studies if you must work.
Okay. So it's just, I think it's just you planning yourself, knowing how to manage yourself so your work does not affect your school. Because
Yes,
even
yeah.
here in the US, students that are not fully funded get to work. But the interesting thing about Sweden that I just realized that you're permitted to work outside. In the US, you can work 20 hours in a week, but it has to be on campus job. So you can't even do all those delivery and stuff that you
Yeah, okay.
talked about. Okay, that's really good. That means someone who is really determined, whether without SI scholarship or not, they can still make it in Sweden, right?
Yeah,
So
sure, but it will be difficult, I must say.
yeah, of course, of course. No, no good thing is it to be difficult.
Yeah.
So what about you? Just talked about the language. In school, is the language an issue? Is it a barrier? Is it an issue in like when?
No, no. In schools, they use English as a form of instruction. So, but when you want to go out to the labor market, then you discover that a knowledge of the language is important because that's what they use in workplaces.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So, after your studies, since I think this question is already partly answered, because I think if they are allowing you to work while you are schooling, that means you also be allowed to work after your studies, right? So,
yeah, sure. After your studies, there is another, permit you need to apply for. So, which they call the residence permit for the purpose of employment or business. You get. So, originally it was a 6 month permit, but recently they upgraded it to 1 year. So that means after your graduation, you can apply for this permit to enable you look for a job or start up your own business. But there are terms and conditions to it. You must be able to show them that you can take care of your living expenses within that 1 year before they can give you that permit. You get. And if at the end of that 1 year you were unable to get a job or open up your own business, then by the virtue of Swedish law, you are required to leave Sweden.
okay. So, what if, let's assume I got a job, and after that 1 year, what if I want to stay further? Can I continue?
Okay, if you succeed in getting a job,
Yes.
then that means you have no problem. You are already an immigrant. So if you get a job, then you have to apply for work permit, which usually lasts longer.
Yeah.
So the duration is usually 2 years. So, but it is important to note that it is that company that offered you employment that will be your sponsor for
Mhm.
the the work permit. So this simply means that if within that 2 years you changed workplace, then you have to reapply for a work permit, even though the previous one is yet to expire.
Hmm.
Yeah, because it simply means that you have changed sponsor.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what about the diversity in Sweden? Like, do you have Black people, non-Swedish people? Like, how is it over there?
Yeah, sure. There are lots of Black people here. In fact, Sweden happens to be one of the countries that receive immigrants from distressed countries like Somalia. So if you come here, there are lots of Somalis here. You get. So most of them came here when they were, as young as 3, and now they are over 20 years and they are still here. Most of them already citizens. So there are lots of blacks here.
But do you have any advice for people that would like to apply to Sweden?
Okay, yeah, before the advice, I think there is something we missed. We talked about the scholarship application without talking about the website which should be used for the application. Also, I forgot to mention that for the admission application, there is a fee to it. It is not free. So for you to apply on university admissions website, there is a fee, it is 900 SEK. Currently, it is standing around $108. So that is the application fee on university admissions website. Then for the scholarship application, it is totally free. You don't pay any fee for it. Yes,
$108. Is it that for every school you apply, you pay this?
no. It covers the four choices you made.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Because even US, you have to pay for, but US, you pay for each school you apply to. Okay. So admission admission, you have to pay application fee. For scholarship, it's free.
It's free, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of advice, from my own experience and even from others that have secured this scholarship, I discovered that one thing is common among all of us. So, and that is, people having what it takes to make a change in their environment. You get. So if you get to interview most of the scholarship holders, you will know that truly they are game changers. You get. So you need to be active. Membership in civil society organizations are important. I mean, it's important. For example, Red Cross Society, if you are into maybe health, then you can also consider YALI, that is Young African Leaders Initiative. You can also consider maybe there are many civil societies which you can engage in, to impact your immediate environment. And also Sweden is, they believe in sustainability. So that means that for you to be also able to get the scholarship, you should be able to, let them know how you will help to achieve at least one of the Millennium Development Goals with the course you intend to study. You get. So if you intend to study, say, public health, of course, there is a Millennium Development Goal concerning good health and well-being for people. You get. So if you want to study maybe sustainable energy or solar energy engineering, like myself, then there is also an SDG for clean energy. You get that? So there are many. So you have to, know which SDG you are focusing on and how you intend to use your the knowledge gained after your studies. You get. So it is bad for you to tell them maybe after my graduation, I will look for a job. And you know that because it simply means that if you were unable to get a job, you won't make any impact. You get. So if possible, they require people that are already making impacts. But if you are not already making impacts, then you should be able to convince them that you will be able to make impacts after your graduation. Because this scholarship we are talking about is it is around $50,000 scholarship. You get. So they want to make sure they make good investment of their money.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to position yourself in a way for them to see that yes, investing in you is not a waste of resources.
Yeah.
So that is my advice for intending applicants. And again, one more important thing for you to be successful in this scholarship, you need to study university admissions website and si.se's website carefully, just as if you are doing research.
Yeah. Yes.
For some people, it took them 1 year to study these two websites before they were able to tender a very
Why?
strong application.
Why?
Because they are in the websites, they already told you the kind of people they need. You get. So you have to go through everything in the website to know the kind of people they want. And then if you are not already the kind of person they want, you have to work on yourself before your actual application. So,
That makes
yeah.
that makes. I like that you talked about Sweden being sustainability kind of country. Because when I was in Nigeria, I was volunteering for an NGO that helped to provide
Oh,
water
good,
for places
good.
where water is
These are
not.
the kind
And I
of
know,
things they want.
yeah, and I know they partnered with the Swedish embassy, because at one time we attended an event at the embassy, and so I think this is really true that they like stuff like that. So yeah, so another thing I want to clarify: if someone, like you said, study the website, and then if you see that you are not one of those things they mentioned, you have to go back and work on yourself. Like, so you
Yeah,
can also like volunteer for these organizations just to be
yeah.
able to build your portfolio for your application. Okay, that's really nice. Okay, this is the end of the video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thank you for watching. If you watch it to this very end, give yourself a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. If you still have not subscribed, make sure to click the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up and drop a comment in the comment section. And also make sure to turn on the notification button so that you will not miss the next insightful video that I have coming up. See you guys next time.